What changes can truly be made in only 90 days? At Parker's House, another chance at a new life. Parker's House, a home for women, is the only homeless shelter along the I-75 corridor between Florida and South Carolina that only hosts women. It is located right here in the historic city of the South, Savannah, Georgia. In September of 2022, the doors to Parker's House officially opened, where women can live for 90 days, a part of a program dedicated to help reforming their lives. Within the first year of opening, Parker's House has served over 220 women, where over half of these women have obtained stable and safe housing upon their departure, and 60% have obtained stable employment. Parker's House is open to any woman in need. There, they are able to hold between 30 to 32 women at a time over a 90-day period, where they learn basic yet life-changing essentials for stability in life. There are areas designed within Parker's House in which women can use to look for employment with technology or enjoy nature and have some fresh air outside of the building. This is a home where there are also areas for the ladies to perform house chores and luxuries such as doing laundry or enjoying interior design and decor. One important thing about Parker's House is that this is a family between all who come into the house. Judgment does not live between these walls. It was my pleasure to speak with Ms. Amy Mickle, the Community Outreach and Volunteer Coordinator for Union Mission, on her thoughts within working at Parker's House.
By working with Parker's, it really does open up your empathy for what other people are going through, whether it's your path or their path. Everybody has a different path, and sometimes it is not their fault based on what their path is. It could have been something as simple as they lost their job, or they became ill and then lost their job, and then of course it snowballs from there, where you lose your job, and then you can't pay your rent, and then you're out on the street. So a lot of times it's not necessarily, homelessness is not necessarily just whether somebody was an addict or anything like that. Sometimes it is just very unfortunate events that could happen to somebody that would get them into that kind of situation.
Within their learning center, Parker's House also hosts many classes dedicated to the mental, physical, and financial success of the women. These classes range in lesson and subject. Some days it may be a relaxing yoga class. Other days it may be a class on how to budget and manage your income. Parker's House is not alone in the fight to help end homelessness in Savannah. There are many donors that aid Union Mission, and within the past few years, Savannah State students have also stepped up to give back to Union Mission's newest shelter.
Savannah State is a huge help for us. We've had donations. We also have on our board as a Savannah State University employee, our program manager over both Parker's House and Grace House. She is a professor at Savannah State. So it's nice to know that we do have support in our community, and to see upcoming students learn how to take care of the community that they live in.
As Community Outreach and Volunteer Coordinator, Ms. Mickle has worked bridging the gap between Savannah State volunteers and Parker's House.
I started here July of 2020, so right in the middle of the pandemic. It was a different way of working. We all had masks on, but we never did shut down because we did know that we needed to make sure that our community, our individuals, they still were homeless whether we had a pandemic or not, so we wanted to make sure that they were all taken care of. And I came from a for-profit job that I worked for 19 years, and it's been really refreshing to come to a nonprofit and actually, instead of just working for the money, it's actually working for people and helping people out with that empathy and making sure that we help our fellow human.
Whether students give back through clothing/housing supplies drives, helping to set up clothing closets for those even beyond the steps of Parker's House.
Welcome to the clothing closet, where we service our community, then goes above and beyond. They need help.
Or by sharing information on the resources available at Parker's House. There are many ways in which Savannah State students can give back. Just last month, the ladies of Savannah State's Gamma Upsilon chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated held a clothing drive for Parker's House.
There's many ways. You can do donation drives, whether it's things like laundry pods or toilet tissue. We'd be surprised how much toilet tissue we go through. New men's underwear. Many times our individuals come to us with literally the clothes on their back. And so we provide them with all those needs that they have. So those kind of things help. Also, volunteering. We do have a volunteer on our website that you can sign up and register. We have regular meal services at night from 5:30 to 7:30, both at our Parker's House and our Grace House. But we also have serving breakfast and lunch at our day center, which is open Monday through Saturday, where people on the street can actually come in and get a meal, but also get out of the heat or get out of the cold. And then the last would be just to share the mission that we have, which is to help people move out of homelessness.
As you all heard, there are many ways in which students can and have got involved with this great cause.
My name is Ajoy. I am a senior biology major here at Savannah State, and I'm a part of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So being that I am in Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, we strive and put emphasis on the importance of serving the less fortunate and giving back to the community. Some ways we do that and some principles that we stand on in the sorority are uplifting our families, building up our economic wealth, empowering our families, uplifting our community. Things like that are just a few ways that we try to focus and pinpoint the specifics of how we're going to give back to our communities. For college students specifically, although we all are in different stages of our lives, there's always somebody who's doing worse than we are. And when we are in Savannah, I'll say Savannah specifically because I attend Savannah State, is you want to try to help those who have less than you do. There's always someone who is doing worse than you are, or someone who may need more help than you do. Regardless of your situation, you always want to strive to think about that in the back of your mind. How can I give back? How can I help somebody else's day, somebody who might not be doing as well as I am? And with women's shelters specifically, I'll even just reference the chapter. We try to give back to women's shelters as much as we can, whether it's single moms, whether it's expecting moms, whether it's women who just aren't doing as well as others, and that's fine. We've donated clothes, food drives. We do as much as we can to help those women in our community have a better next day.
My name is Olivia Carter, and the last time that I was at Parker's House was with my organization, Eloquent Commitment to Helping Our Sisters Incorporated. I can definitely say since the last time I was here about a year ago, it has grown. When I went in there and I talked to the lady who runs the program, she said that they opened officially a year ago, I want to say about 2 to 3 weeks ago. And when I first came, it was boxes everywhere, it was donations, clothing that was just literally just everywhere. So we took the initiative to take hangers and just take boxes and move them from one side of the room to the next, hang stuff and put it on racks. And then now to see behind me a whole clothing store that they're not charging anyone at all. Like literally anyone in the city of Savannah can go in there and shop and get them bags, literally. So just seeing the growth has been tremendous. Being able to play a part in that makes me feel good as a person because, like I said, it's free of charge and there's a lot of women. It's actually men's stuff too. So just a lot of people of Savannah being able to just come here and shop for free definitely makes an impact, saves some people some money. So it helps the ones who truly need it as well.
Parker's House is always looking to help those in need and open to accepting volunteers with a heart to serve. So whether you are a woman in need of a home or a bystander looking for a way to give back, there is always room at Parker's House.
It's not just an individual. I believe that it is a community that comes together, and it's not only the organizations doing it, but it also is responsible. The individuals need to be responsible on helping themselves, maybe put a little skin in the game, where they help themselves, but we also help them also. We have to come together to work, whether it's the individual, us, other organizations. We do believe that we need to work together, not work in a silo.